Did you know that Europe has more coastline than Africa, despite being much smaller? Or that one country in Europe is so small you can walk across it in under an hour? Here are 25 insane facts about Europe's geography that you won't believe are true. Kicking us off with number 1. Europe has more coastline than Africa. Europe is roughly 3 times smaller than Africa, but it has more coastline due to the coastline paradox. The coastline of the continental European Union is estimated to be 66,000 kilometers or 41,000 miles long. Bordering the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, the Black Sea, and the Baltic Sea. Norway alone contributes about 58,133 kilometers or 36,123 miles to this total, making it the country with the longest coastline in Europe and second globally after Canada. This is in thanks to Norway's countless fjords, peninsulas, and over 50,000 islands. Africa, on the other hand, has 18,950 miles or 30,500 kilometers of coastline, which is less than half of Europe's. Fact number 2. Switzerland doesn't have the most mountains in Europe. Switzerland is renowned for its mountainous landscape, with the Alps covering about 83.6% of its area. However, contrary to popular belief, it does not have the most mountains in Europe when considering the proportion of land covered by mountains. Montenegro holds that distinction with approximately 89.3% of its area covered by mountains, surpassing Switzerland. Both countries are part of the Alpine system, but Montenegro's rugged terrain is more extensive relative to its size. Speaking of the Alpine system, the next fact debunks one of Europe's most widely believed misconceptions. Fact number 3. The Matterhorn is not the tallest mountain in Europe. The Matterhorn, located in the Swiss Alps, is the most famous mountain in the Alps. It stands at 14,690 feet tall, nearly half the height of Mount Everest. However, it is not the tallest mountain in Europe. Instead, Mount Elbrus, situated in the Caucasus Mountains, holds that title with a height of 18,510 feet. Mount Elbrus is also the highest peak of the Caucasus Mountains and the 10th most prominent peak in the world. Fact number 4. The Volga River is the longest river in Europe. The Volga River in Russia is the 18th longest river in the world and the longest river in Europe, stretching 3,531 kilometers from its source in the Valdai Hills to its mouth in the Caspian Sea, which is the world's largest inland water body. It flows entirely within Russia, passing through forests, forest steppes, and steppes. Its basin covers an area of 1,360,000 square kilometers, over 3 times the size of California. The river also hosts 5 of Russia's 10 largest cities and forms some of the world's largest reservoirs. Fact number 5. Vatican City is the smallest country in Europe. With an area of just 0.44 square kilometers or 0.17 square miles, Vatican City is not only the smallest country in Europe, but it's also the smallest country in the world. In fact, it is more than 4 times smaller than Monaco, the second smallest country. Vatican City is a landlocked enclave within Rome. It gained independence in 1929 through the Lateran Treaty and serves as the spiritual and administrative center of the Roman Catholic Church. The country has a population of around 800 to 1,000 residents, making it one of the least populated nations in the world. Fact number 6. Europe is the peninsula of peninsulas. Europe is a large peninsula extending from the western edge of the Eurasian landmass, bordered by the Arctic Ocean to the north, the Atlantic Ocean to the west, and the Mediterranean Sea to the south. Within this larger peninsula, Europe contains numerous smaller peninsulas, including the Scandinavian Peninsula in the north, the Iberian Peninsula in the southwest, the Italian Peninsula in the Mediterranean, and the Balkan Peninsula in the southeast. This peninsular fragmentation ensures that most locations in Europe are within 100 miles of a coastline. Fact number 7. Europe is not directly east of the United States. Europe is often perceived as being directly east of the United States, but geographically, this is not entirely accurate. Much of Europe lies farther north than commonly assumed. For example, Venice, Italy, is located at a latitude of approximately 45.44 north, which places it slightly north of Minneapolis, Minnesota, at 44.98 north. Similarly, London, 51.51 north, is farther north than Calgary in Canada, 51.05 north. This misconception arises from map projections that distort relative positions. Another popular misconception about Europe leads us to the next fact. Fact number 8. Europe does not have a mild climate because it is closer to the equator. Contrary to popular belief, Europe's mild climate is not due to its proximity to the equator, but rather to the Gulf Stream and marine influences. The Gulf Stream transports warm water from the Gulf of Mexico to the North Atlantic, releasing heat into the atmosphere as it flows toward Europe. This heat moderates temperatures across Western Europe, allowing regions like Great Britain and Scandinavia to experience milder winters compared to other areas at similar latitudes, such as Alaska or Siberia. Without the Gulf Stream's heat transport, Western Europe would likely be 10 to 15 degrees Celsius colder during the winter months. Fact number 9. Monaco is the most densely populated country in Europe. With a population density of 18,000 people per square kilometer, Monaco is not only the most densely populated country in Europe, but also the most densely populated in the world. It is a small micronation located on the southern coast of France with a total land area of just 2.08 square kilometers or 0.80 square miles. To put this in perspective, Central Park in New York City covers about 3.41 square kilometers or 1.32 square miles, meaning Monaco is slightly smaller than 2/3 of Central Park's area. In fact, Monaco is so small that you can easily walk across the entire country in a few hours. Fact number 10. Neither Geneva nor Zurich is the capital of Switzerland. As Geneva is one of the world's financial hubs, many people believe it to be Switzerland's capital city. Others believe Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, to be the country's capital. However, Switzerland does not technically have a capital city. Instead, it has a federal city that acts as the capital, which is Bern. Fact number 11. Great Britain is the largest island in Europe. Great Britain is part of the British Isles archipelago and consists of 3 countries: England, Scotland, and Wales. It has an area of approximately 88,745 square miles, or 229,848 square kilometers, making it larger than Portugal and Hungary combined. It is the largest island in Europe and the 9th largest in the world. Although Greenland is over 10 times larger, it is not considered part of Europe geographically. Greenland is politically associated with Denmark but lies on the North American tectonic plate and is classified as part of North America in geographical terms. Fact number 12. The Danube River flows through more countries than any other river in the world. The Danube is the 2nd largest river in Europe after the Volga and spans approximately 2,850 kilometers or 1,770 miles from its source in the Black Forest Mountains of Germany to its mouth at the Black Sea via the Danube Delta in Romania. It flows through 10 countries, more than any other river worldwide. These countries include Germany, Austria, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, and Ukraine. Its drainage basin covers an immense area of 801,463 square kilometers, or 309,447 square miles, supporting over 300 tributaries with more than 30 navigable ones. Fact number 13. Kaliningrad Oblast is a Russian exclave bordered by Poland and Lithuania. Located on the Baltic Sea, Kaliningrad Oblast is bordered by Poland to the south and Lithuania to the north and east, making it geographically unique as it is separated from mainland Russia by approximately 650 kilometers. It covers an area of 15,125 square kilometers and is predominantly flat, with its highest point being Gora Dozor Hill at 230 meters near the Poland-Lithuanian-Russia tri-point. Kaliningrad Oblast has a mild climate by Russian standards, transitioning from oceanic to humid continental. It serves as Russia's only ice-free port on the Baltic Sea year-round. Fact number 14. There is a country in Europe with no rivers or lakes. Malta is one of the few countries in Europe without natural rivers, alongside Vatican City and Monaco. It is also one of the 19 nations worldwide that lack permanent rivers, relying instead on rainfall and desalination for its water needs. Malta is a very small island nation in the Mediterranean Sea, consisting of 3 main islands: Malta, Gozo, and Comino. Its total land area is approximately 316 square kilometers, making it one of the smallest countries in Europe. The terrain is characterized by low hills and terraced fields with no significant mountains or water bodies. Fact number 15. Iceland has active volcanoes and is located on both the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates. Iceland is one of the most volcanically active regions on Earth, located at the intersection of the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates along the mid-Atlantic ridge. The island grows by about 2 centimeters annually as magma fills gaps between the separating plates. As a matter of fact, Iceland has 32 active volcanic systems, with eruptions occurring approximately every 4 years. Since the Holocene epoch, nearly 30 volcanoes have erupted, producing a third of Earth's lava output during this period. Fact number 16. There is a place in Europe where the sun does not set for 4 months during summer. Svalbard, an Arctic archipelago in Norway, experiences the midnight sun from April 19th to August 23rd, a phenomenon where the sun remains above the horizon for 24 hours a day due to its location north of the Arctic Circle. This results in continuous daylight for over 4 months, creating a unique experience where the distinction between day and night disappears. The phenomenon occurs because of Earth's axial tilt, which causes regions near the poles to receive constant sunlight during summer. Fact number 17. Lake Ladoga is Europe's largest freshwater lake. Lake Ladoga, located in northwestern Russia near St. Petersburg and the Finnish border, is Europe's largest freshwater lake by area, covering approximately 17,891 square kilometers. It ranks as the 14th largest freshwater lake in the world. The lake contains around 660 islands, including the famous Valam archipelago, and serves as the source of the Neva River, which flows into the Gulf of Finland. Its waters are exceptionally pure, filtered through granite and charcoal-rich forests, making it one of the softest and cleanest in Europe. Still on lakes, the next fact is something you probably had no idea about. Fact number 18. Lake Vänern is the largest lake in the European Union. Lake Vänern, located in southwestern Sweden, is the largest lake in the European Union and the third largest in Europe. It has a surface area of 5,650 square kilometers or 2,180 square miles, approximately twice the size of Luxembourg. The lake's primary flow is Klarälven, while Göta Älv serves as its main outflow, connecting Vänern to Gothenburg and the Kattegat Strait. Fact number 19. Europe has more microstates than any other continent. Europe has 6 widely recognized microstates: Andorra, Liechtenstein, Malta, Monaco, San Marino, and Vatican City. These states are widely recognized by their small size and population, with areas ranging from 0.49 square kilometers, Vatican City, to 468 square kilometers, Andorra. Some are nestled among larger neighbors. Andorra lies between Spain and France, Liechtenstein between Switzerland and Austria, Monaco near southeastern France, and San Marino entirely surrounded by Italy. Fact number 20. Plovdiv is the oldest continuously inhabited city in Europe. Plovdiv is the second longest continuously inhabited city in Bulgaria and the oldest continuously inhabited city in Europe, with origins dating back to around 6000 BCE. It is nicknamed the City of the Seven Hills, though only 6 hills remain today due to quarrying. The city is located in the upper Thracian plain along the Maritsa River and covers an area of 101.9 square kilometers. The climate is transitional continental, with mild winters averaging +1 degrees Celsius in January and hot summers reaching +24 degrees Celsius in July. Fact number 21. The EU border is the 5th longest land border on Earth. The European Union's external land border length is approximately 13,180 kilometers, ranking it 5th globally. This places the EU behind countries like China, Russia, Brazil, and India. The EU also shares boundaries with 21 countries and 3 dependent territories. Geographically, the EU extends northeast to Finland, northwest to Ireland, southeast to Cyprus, and southwest to Spanish exclaves in North Africa. It also includes overseas territories like French Guiana in South America and islands in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Fact number 22. The Ural Mountains in Russia traditionally mark the eastern boundary of Europe. The Ural Mountains, stretching approximately 2,500 kilometers from the Arctic Ocean to northwestern Kazakhstan, serve as the traditional geographical boundary between Europe and Asia. This mountain range is one of the world's oldest, formed during the Earlian orogeny about 300 to 250 million years ago. The mountains also contain low passes that facilitate movement between Europe and Siberia. Fact number 23. Europe has more transcontinental countries than any other continent. Geographically, transcontinental countries are defined as nations whose landmass spans more than one continent. Europe has several such countries, including Russia and Turkey, more than any other continent due to its proximity to Asia and historical geographic definitions. Europe also has non-contiguous transcontinental nations like Denmark via Greenland, France via overseas territories, and Cyprus, which straddles geographic definitions between Europe and Asia. Fact number 24. The Pyrenees Mountains form a natural border between France and Spain. The Pyrenees Mountains extend approximately 430 to 500 kilometers from the Mediterranean Sea in the east to the Atlantic Ocean, Bay of Biscay, in the west, forming a natural border between France and Spain. The mountain range also encompasses the microstate of Andorra. The highest peak is Pico de Eneto, located in Spain, with an elevation of 3,404 meters, making it the third highest peak in Spain. Fact number 25. The Northern European Plain stretches from France to Russia. The Northern European Plain is one of the world's largest uninterrupted expanses of flat land, stretching from France to Russia and covering parts of Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, Poland, and the Baltic states. It connects to the East European Plain, forming the Great European Plain. The plain also contains freshwater lagoons along the Baltic coast, such as the Szczecin Lagoon. So what are your thoughts on these facts about European geography? Go ahead and share them in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. I would really appreciate your support. That's it for now. We'll see you in the next one.